All right, House of Payne fans. Now, this video, I feel like the title is probably shocking enough as it is. If you've watched my episode review for season 11, episode 1, What's in a Payne Name, then you probably know how I felt about the episode. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 if I remember correctly. I did very much enjoy the episode for what it was, but I feel like like I said before in the video, this episode could have been better if it was kind of spread out maybe over 2 or 3 episodes, even highlighting a bunch of flashbacks from the previous House of Payne series, on TBS. I'm talking like, flashbacks of Janine during her crackhead days and, how she overcame her addiction and, became a much better mother and wife because of it. Really showing Lisa that Janine and the Payne family aren't these picture perfect, upper class people that she looks at them as. Then on top of that, the whole Malik walking away, trying to, say, let's take a break to Lisa, not even a few hours after they had gotten home after she gave birth to their child, because she wasn't reacting to the out of nowhere proposal that Malik, presented to her. And then he went to talk to Calvin about the whole thing about when do you know when it's time to walk away. And that could have been great to have flashbacks of, let's say, Calvin and Miranda, in the original series and things like that. And then at the end, when it came to that letter CJ gave Lisa, it could have been either Janine's voiceover reading the letter, or it could have been a moment where there was a video chat or even a phone call where we have Janine talking with Lisa, Malik, and the family. But instead, we just have another unceremonious reason of not having her on screen. Now, you could argue that the reason that they did this whole thing was kind of a stunt to get people excited and talking about the show, because the video in terms of my channel prove it. The Is Janine Dead video, as of the last time I checked, is the 4th most viewed video on the channel. It's actually gotten about 20,000 hits in the past couple days, but it's at 289,000 views. And the video that's number 3 is from Greenleaf, who's the real AJ. That's at 296,000 views. And basically, I mean, it's quite possible that the Janine video might, overtake it if enough people just revisit it over the next week or so. Because, yeah, I could see it possibly getting to 300,000 views very soon. But regardless, in my opinion, I think Janine should have been killed off. I don't dislike the character. Demetria has been, of course, bringing it with the character. But in terms of the House of Payne we have now on BET, I don't think her character is needed, because we haven't seen her in so long. I've said it time and time again. No Jasmine, no Janine. Curtis made appearances here and there in season 10. But Floyd came aboard. He kind of filled in where Curtis was. And, we've seen more character from... Basically, the people behind the show have been making do with the characters who are available to them. And I feel like this episode really would have served the purpose of moving the characters in another direction. Obviously, there's going to be grief. But even if Janine was dead, it would have showcased that she was the kind of person who wanted them to live, because of that great moment where you had Curtis telling CJ about till death do you part. The fact that, he and Ella would want her to go first. That way she wouldn't be here alone dealing with all the arrangements and the grief and whatnot. And the person who's left could take solace knowing that their partner is in glory. So, in my personal opinion, Janine's death would have shifted the dynamic. For example, Malik would be a mess, but at the same time, that letter could have been a great way to showcase that, of course, his mother loved him, but also the fact that he needs to be there for his new daughter. And Lisa, now knowing that Janine wasn't the perfect mother that she thought, or a perfect person that she thought Janine to be, this could have been a great way for her to kind of be there for Malik and show that, hey, not to sound insensitive, I know you lost your mom, but don't forget, you and I have a child now, and this child needs us to be strong. Of course, CJ would be a mess for obvious reasons, but to me, I know this sounds weird, but part of me feels like the only, and I know I'm only speculating here. Maybe one of the reasons they didn't kill Janine off is because if Janine really was dead, everybody would be asking even more than ever, where the hell is Jasmine? It's like, if your mama gone, you gotta be here. So I just feel like it's just one of those situations where they had to make do with the characters they had. But I do feel like it was really cheap to be like, oh, she survived, but then she's going directly back to New York. Look, I don't know about y'all, because I don't really like driving in general, but there could be times where I almost get hit by someone. I'm not even talking about me being at fault, but I mean, like, if somebody cut me off in traffic, or I'm this close to getting hit by something, I will, like, not drive for a few days because I'll be that shaken up by it. So to be on a plane that had a quote-unquote emergency landing / crash, the last thing I would want to do is get on another plane and not go home to, like, go to somewhere else. It's like, so if Janine, and my question is this, because what did CJ tell Lisa? You know, she went back to New York because tomorrow she's able to pitch something that's going to be a life-changing opportunity. So theoretically speaking, if Janine were to come home, how long was she even going to be there? Because based on the fact that it was nighttime, you know, when I guess Lisa's water broke, and then the cop came over, and then of course season 11 picked up. Maybe the next day. I really don't know how long women are typically in the hospital after giving birth. Maybe it was 1 or 2 days. I don't know, but maybe it was the next day, like SpongeBob, the next day. So perhaps it wasn't even a full 24 hours between the ending of the season 10 finale and where we picked up with Curtis, Miranda, and Ella at the beginning of the season 11 premiere. If Janine actually got home, was she not even going to be there for like 24 hours, or was she just going to stop by and then say hey and then leave? That's the part that really confuses me. Because if those executives in New York would be like, oh wow, look, okay, we can reschedule this pitch. I mean, obviously, if you're shaken up after that, you know, life-threatening experience, we completely understand. Look, I know that business is business, but there are times where shit happens in life and it's like, hey, okay, we'll reschedule, we'll do something. So I just cannot fathom that you would pull at our heart. And look, like I said before, I don't want to take away from the episode. It was a great episode, but I feel like, yes, Janine's presence was definitely felt despite not being there. But like I said, like in Assisted Living season 1, Medea was just name dropped over and over again. Have Medea on a voiceover. Like there was the one scene where Cora said she was on the phone. Is it that difficult for Tyler to like put on a Medea voice as a voiceover so you can hear it through the phone? Or, you know, in Janine's case, have her just have a voiceover where she's reading the letter to Lisa. It would have been perfect. Like I said, even if she died, and let's say Lisa was supposed to have her due date, but for whatever reason the baby hasn't come yet. So with an important meeting coming up, because hey, I can't miss this meeting, and I thought, you know, the baby would have been here by this certain time when I was available, but then something came up, so I can't miss it. That's like, let's say Janine wrote a letter. You know, obviously there's email, there's phone calls, there's text, but I feel like a letter is just so personal. So imagine if she mailed the letter in advance and she wasn't able to make it because she died. And then the letter got there in the midst of everybody's grief. And then that letter was the glue that put Malik and Lisa back together. that encouraged Lisa to be a much better mother than Janine was. To express her love for CJ and the other kids. I'm sorry, but I think Janine should have died. I'm not saying she needs to be in every single episode, but if Janine isn't going to show up this entire season, I don't know. Maybe she'll pop up later this season. I'm not a fortune teller, but I just don't think it was right. I know that a lot of people would have been like, well, even during the hiatus, I know they ain't going to kill off Janine. And a lot of people who say that have literally said, I have not watched the new series on BET. Like, I tried during season 9, but it was so bad I quit. So what exactly are you complaining about? With Janine not even being there for over a season. Well, she wasn't in last season at all. I don't think she's needed anymore. She could get killed off, but her presence could still be felt. And, you know, that could make Malik be like, you know what, yeah, naming her Janine Jr. isn't the right move. Melissa is perfect. I just feel like she should have been killed off. It would have been great in terms of development for the other characters. Yeah, you would have to play around with the whole, why isn't Jasmine here? You know, the funeral and all that stuff could be all screen. You know, Jasmine's upstairs. You know, she really doesn't want to talk right now or anything. They could have done that. They've done it plenty of times with other characters. Oh, so-and-so's asleep. So-and-so's downtown. They could have wrote around Jasmine. But I think that Janine's death would have been that boost to make the other characters motivated. You know, CJ, I'm not saying the characters need to be like, wow, they're really depressed, and then the next episode, oh, we're back to wacky antics. No, I think Janine's death would have definitely caused a ripple effect, which would have made things better, as opposed to her just not being there at all, and only mentioned in passing every few episodes. But that's just my opinion. Seriously, I feel like this episode handled it well, because it wasn't until the tail end of it that we found out Janine was okay. It's the fact that the Payne family has been through a lot of pain, but God has seen them through it. And even if Janine died, they would have made it through some way, somehow. That's all I'm saying. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you disagree? Look, I get people being happy Janine is alive, but what does it matter if she's not even there? That's really the gist of it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. Also, I said this before jokingly, but I'll say it again. If we get to the end of season 11 and then they try to do another death fake out, oh my God, there was a shooter at Jasmine's college and she could be, and there was the shooter was in her classroom or on her dorm, she might be dead. They better not pull that crap. Okay, but even if they do, in the videos I do get a lot of views, I can't complain. But seriously, stop. We do not need 3 seasons in a row of somebody, quote unquote, having a death. Like, oh my God, CJ got injured on the job and he looks pretty bad. Or, oh my God, Janine, her plane is going down. Don't do that anymore. We've had enough. We've had enough. Okay, guys, that's all I got to say. I'll catch you in the next video.